We're going to get started here in just a second, Zoe. All right, what's going on, everybody? My name is Joel. I'm a dog trainer on Scuba Dive Dog Training just south of Atlanta. This pretty girl sitting behind me is Zoe, and she is waiting to smash some spring poles. So as you guys are coming to the room, I am going to give you guys 30 seconds to start tapping that screen, hitting those likes, and Zoe is going to show you what she can do. Quiet. Good girl. Zoe, are you ready? Get it! That's my good girl. Excellent. Now, what are we doing and why are we doing this? We are playing spring pole. This is Zoe's absolutely favorite game. We are out here about 3 to 5 times a week. I'm here to hang out with you guys, answer any questions while my dog gets some exercise. Now, why do we have her hanging from the thing? Why is she doing this kind of crazy looking, violent looking action? It's because what she loves to do, man. It's the same thing as somebody going to the gym and hitting the punching bag, right? We're getting those feelings out. We're getting a little bit of exercise, and then as she does so, we can even have some control over it, demonstrate her. This gives us our value. This is her favorite thing to do, so when I ask her to do it, she's happy to do it. I think the fact that that toy is a little wet might affect her grip today. But you guys let me know as you guys are coming into the room. Where are you from? What kind of dog you have? What kind of issues you're working on? Zoe, out. Good. Down. Down. Quiet. Sit. Good. Quiet. Get it. Good girl, Zoe. All right. Once again, guys, my name is Joel. I'm a dog trainer. I'm here in Georgia, just south of Atlanta. Thank you, Hunter, for the follow. Appreciate it. If you guys have dogs, tell me where you're at. Tell me what kind of dogs you have, and tell me what kind of issues you're working on. We'll see if we can't find a solution here. Make sure you guys are tapping that screen, likes, shares, and follows while Zoe does her thing. Zoe, out. Good girl. Middle. Excellent. I'll show you facing the people. Quiet. Good. Good. Quiet. Front. Good. Get it. That's a good girl. Got a black GSD, amazing. Got a rescue dog who's a sweetheart, except she bull rushes people she doesn't know. That's not a fun behavior. So we need to make sure we keep that dog on leash, keep her at distance for those people. If you can get that dog to play, the more we play at a nice distance from people, we can get closer and closer and closer over time. As long as she stays engaged in the game, we're gaining a little bit of confidence. Those people are starting to matter a little bit less. Zoe, out. Good girl. Blue Pit, don't really have any problems for the most part. That is absolutely wonderful. Renee, what's going on? Hope you are well. Amy, you as well. Zoe, quiet. Get it. Good girl. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Love the folks coming in and letting me know that you don't have any problems. I see some Rottweilers here. Scooby, my dog, who's going to be out in just a little bit. He is part Rottweiler. He's a pit Rottweiler mix. How do we do the quick release? Did you come in and order it or separate? Hang on just one second here, and I'm going to see what you're talking about here. So the quick release, are you talking about this right here that allows her to have a win like that? This is called a panic snap. You could also use a snap shackle, and those things, you can buy those on Amazon. Just type that in, panic snap, snap shackle. Hey, everybody, right now, we have a massive amount of people here. There's over 1,000 people in this room. Can everybody right now smash that follow button, please? Once again, my name is Joel. I'm a dog trainer. I'm on Scuba Dive Dog Training just south of Atlanta. If you guys need some help with your dogs, make sure you hit the link in the bio up there. Click the link in there. That's going to bring you to my calendar. That is going to allow you to book some time to have a chat with me. You can tell me all about your dogs. I'll tell you what I think they need, and if you want to learn about my programs and have a chance to work with me, we can talk about that then. Holy shit, I got a lot of thank yous here. T-Sauce, thank you. Madeline, Silverback Gorilla, Ronald, Luna, Big Z, thank you so much. Tammy, Nancy, cute and aggressive dog. Now here's the thing about Zoe is this actually, no, don't you do that. Dude, you're like a millimeter away from not being able to play spring pole anymore. This is our only spring pole toy that we have, and look at that. She chews that handle. She wants that handle off. So as soon as I start paying attention to her and talking to you guys, she starts trying to smash that handle. I gotta go, this is a $44 toy, and I have to buy another one now. Get it? Now, guys, some of their toys aren't that expensive. If you guys are looking for a setup like this, you want some toys, hit xdreamdogs.com, xdreamdogs.com. Use code Scooby. It's going to give you 15% off anything in their toys. Her collar's coming from there. They've got collars, harnesses, toys. Amazing place. My dog's name is Zoe. Awesome, Lindsay. Glad to have you. I'm just going to let her attack others and dogs. Cross B Maca. What are you talking about, man? I don't really understand why you'd say that. That comment doesn't make sense. Out! Good. 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 Guard. Good. Girl. Get it. That's my girl. Sometimes Zoe smashes so hard she gets her own wins. Mine's a slim, big head gator mouth. My dog does circles all day. How do I get them to stop? I've tried everything. Have you tried keeping them on a leash? And Zoe, you just finished off the tug toy. So this is going to be the 5th tug toy this in the last probably 18 months that Zoe has torn the handle off of. I have 5 toys in my garage that look just like this, and the handle looks just like this because some ding-ding goes and eats the handle off. So now, Zoe, you went and broke the toy, and we can't play spring pole anymore. Finished? Finished. Finished. All right, so that's going to end our spring pole game for tonight because Zoe broke my toy, and we're going to have to wait probably a week to get another one shipped in. Guys, once again, my name is Joel, and quiet, down. I'm actually mad at you right now because you ruined the toy. Down. Once again, guys, my name's Joel. I'm a dog trainer. This is my girl, Zoe. We were smashing some spring pole, but she tore up the toy, so we're going to go find something else to do. If you guys have any questions about your dogs, my dogs, dogs in general, please drop them in the comments. I am happy to talk. Thank you so much, guys. Purple Fairy Hearts and Master Valters. The training is impressive. Zoe, now, here's the thing. I didn't do all Zoe's training. I made it for the past 18 months, and I've done a lot of cleaning up and a lot of making her a livable in-the-house dog, but she came from Dogs Playing for Life, who did a fantastic job for her. So we are going to take her up to the house, and we're going to go find something else to do with her. You guys make sure you are smashing buttons, asking questions, and booking time to chat if you need so. She is beautiful. I think Zoe is one of the most gorgeous dogs I've ever met. She is a beautiful example of an American Pit Bull Terrier and what that dog should be and how they should act and how they should live, and I absolutely love it. That does mean that we've struggled with a little dog aggression, but she's had an amazing education, and we've done a lot to manage her and work on that over the last bit. So she's doing really fantastic. Don't be mad at her. I won't be mad at her, Fairy Hearts, if you send me another $40 toy. But that's the thing, right? Is see, she eats this handle off, and now this perfectly good toy is essentially trash because I can't put it on the pole. Do I like slip leads? Sure, slip leads are fine. I don't have a problem with them one bit. Depends on what we are after and what dog we are working with, but slip leads can be super helpful. Just depends on, again, what we're doing. Let me see here, guys. Hang on. Zoe, I'm going to, wait, no. Okay. How did she get access to the toy? We were playing spring pole. She won it. She was having a celebration round. I turned around to talk to the folks on the live, and there she went. Guys, as we were hanging out, we're going to go tug in hand with Zoe, which is going to be kind of fun considering this hand is kind of jacked up. I'm in Atlanta, Purple Fairy Hearts. If you need anything, I'm happy to help you with your pup. Could you train my dog? I absolutely can. Bench David, I can totally train your dog. If you want to talk about that, hit the link in my profile up there. That's going to give you the ability to book a consultation so we can chat about what's going on with your dog. You tell me all about it. I will tell you about my training and how I think that your dog could be helped. And if that sounds good, we want to work together, we'll talk about that. What's my main collar that I use for training? I use agitation collars as my main collar for training, okay? I load them. We do collar food, collar food, collar food. It lowers the stress on the dog, and then when we have that food-driven response, it brings the dog into a positive mental state instead of a negative mental state, as would a prong collar. Now, that does not mean that I don't use prong collars, don't use electronic collars, don't use slip leads. I do when they are appropriate. When we start taking items off the table, we start taking dogs off the table and owners off the table that we should be able to help. Bench David, thank you for the follow. Purple Fairy Heart's got 2 German Shepherds. Are they giving you any trouble? They could be a handful. German Shepherds can be a lot. Show my hand again. That's the bite we got the other day. Can I have your advice on a pit mix who is aggressive towards other animals and people? You absolutely can have my advice. So first of all, you've got a pit bull mix. Pit bulls were made for dog-on-dog aggression. That's why we bred a dog that looks and acts like this, okay? Stop trying to deny it. Start trying to work inside the bounds of that. The dog is not bad. The dog is not wrong. The dog just lives in the wrong time and place. It is who it is supposed to be. So what does that mean when we have an American Pit Bull Terrier that is predispositioned to dog aggression? How do we handle that? Well, aggression doesn't mean have to be aggression. We can add conflict in a safe and structured way where we together build something the dog loves. Once we spin those dials of conflict, the dog is having fun. Now we are bringing down the overall stress on the dog. We're satisfying the need for that conflict, and that is going to help put the dog in a better mental state day to day. I have a motivator that I can use to get the dog to do the things we want, and we've satisfied that biological need. When people see me do things with Zoe like this, yes! Oh! They go, why are you teaching that dog to bite? Why are you teaching that dog to, be like this, right? And I'm not teaching her a thing. This is who she is. There is nothing that comes to this that I've taught. That's just who she is. It's like if you take a 10-year-old to the gym and you walk past the punching bag, there's a fair chance that he's going to punch it, right? Not just because he's a 10-year-old boy. So if a pit bull has something to bite, if a German Shepherd, a Doberman, a Rottweiler has something to bite, they're going to bite it. Zoe, out! Out! That's an ugly and dirty bite. Yes! Good girl! Excellent. Good. Oh, goodness. Oh. So, the point of the wider collar is to reduce the impact on the dog. So, if we have a dog that gets stressed or has a low frustration tolerance, then we use a thinner collar that's going to be more pressure, right? So there are some dogs, that if you use a prong collar on them and you use that pressure and you pop that prong collar, they're going to go, oh really, did you say you wanted to fight? And then we'll have a fight there. And so instead of doing that, we have a nice wide collar that reduces the amount of pressure on the neck and it reduces the amount of stress and frustration on the dog. How do I get my dog to stop biting me when I'm playing with my other dog? Put it away. You can't, if your dogs don't have the ability to successfully play with each other, and you haven't taught them to have that ability yet, then you need to teach them how to play properly one-on-one with you, and then you can bring the other dog into it. But if one dog is biting you while you're playing with the other, put that dog in his kennel. Out! My dog chews stuff up when I leaves and brings it to the couch. Put your dog in the kennel. And don't just throw him in a kennel. Train him to be in the kennel so he is comfortable and has a safe place while you're gone. If that dog eats something that you don't want him to, you could either be headed for $3,000 really serious surgery or he could die from an impaction. Renee, I didn't see what you have had for 3 weeks. I haven't seen that. How do you teach loose leash walking? Oof. Well, there is a video. It's kind of an old one, and it's pinned on my page, so you can go check that out. But essentially, good Good. She's chewed right through kennels. Well, get a better kennel and train her to stay in the kennel. If you need some help with that, out. 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 Quit that rebiting. Out. Down. Yeah, if your dog can't calmly stay in a kennel, that's a skill that you need to teach them. If they have too much anxiety, you need to help them through that. Maybe you need to use some medication, but maybe you just need to take a little bit of time, slow down, and teach your dog to accept being in the kennel for a period of time. Jackson Wilbanks, don't ask the question again, because I already gave you an answer. Said that there is a pinned video on my page. Down. No. Down. All right. How do I get my dog from being afraid of my voice? I mean, I really don't want to be judgmental on this one, but kind of quit being such a dick, right? And calm your voice down and be quiet. And build a relationship with that dog, right? So when you, Jackson, we're good. I'm sorry, I was kind of a dick there. Just there's a lot going on in the room. I apologize. But yeah, if you you see my website, and I'm here too. I don't understand. What's this dog's name is Zoe. This is my dog Zoe. So we don't have a board and train in the house today. So we got Zoe, and then Scooby's going to be coming out in another 10 minutes. Make sure you guys are hooking us up on the tippity taps, the likes, and a follow. If you guys are new here, we are here about 5 days a week helping you guys out. So make sure you guys are dropping your questions in the comments, telling me what kind of dog you got and what kind of issues you're having. I'll do my best to give you a couple little pointers here that should be pretty valuable and get it helped out. The next thing is if you guys need some real help, click the link in the profile. That's going to take you to my calendar so that you can book something. You can have my individual time, and you can tell me all about your dog. I'll tell you kind of what I think that dog needs to get through their issues. And then if you would like to explore programs and help, we can talk about next steps. Somebody asked how old Zoe was. She is 9 years old. Jala, thank you for the Jim Carrey. I've been getting that for years. I don't see it, but I have definitely got it lots and lots and lots in my life. So, you know, it's cool. I flow with it. There's nothing wrong with Jim Carrey. Yes! Ooh, good girl, Zoe. That's it. Oh, that's my girl. Oh. Ooh. Frenchie's is deaf and does well, but walks on both sides and drives me nuts. So just because the dog's deaf doesn't mean we can't get them well trained. I like to do a lot of leash communication with those dogs, and then just teaching that dog. Oh, are you getting that? Oh, are you getting that? Oh. Teaching that dog where to be on the walk, just like in the leash walking video. Super, super easy. Sometimes with the special needs dogs, and I consider special needs dogs not just blind and deaf dogs, but you know, our reactive dogs, our aggressive dogs, our anxious dogs, they're special needs too. Am I keeping her? I've had Zoe for 18 months now. She started out as a foster, but yeah, this dog ain't going anywhere. This is my dog now. Oh, I think my dog may be manipulating me when it comes to training. Probably, Renee. You know, dogs don't really have anything to do all day but sit around and watch what you do, so they have a good, and they're really great at pattern recognition, so your dogs will work you for food, that's for sure. Oh, goodness. Terrible door manners. For door manners, it's pretty simple to kind of teach a dog where the threshold is and keep them on one side for rewards. Or you can send them to place command and have them stay there while you go and do your thing at the door. They come off, you correct them, put them back. My 1-year-old husky has separation anxiety. Of course it does, it's a husky. When I leave him at home and he tears stuff up, put him in a crate. Guys, if your dogs are not safe when you are not home. If they are tearing things up, that is a life-threatening issue. You need to put them in a crate. Let me see here. What is this? Hang on, I'm trying to find this other. The separation anxiety husky. Yeah, absolutely. And separation anxiety, again, certain breeds are going to be a little bit more anxious than others. Zoe, finished. Finished. Thank you. Certain breeds are going to be a little bit more high anxiety than others, but again, it's an issue that we can work them through. Get them to a place where they're nice and relaxed, and then start moving around the room. If they get excited and they get up, then you move too far. So you want to make sure that you don't get far enough away from them that the anxiety kicks in. Go back to where you were, little by little by little. My dog whines for attention, and we've been ignoring for weeks. Does it get better? Sometimes ignoring helps to get better. Sometimes that's not what we need. We need to figure out why she's whining, right? How is her physical activity? Is she getting, thank you, Big Rex. Is she getting enough play? Is she getting the right kind of play? Is she getting her needs met? What up, Chris? It's been a minute. Nice to see you. Hope that you are doing well. All right, so we have a couple more minutes here with Zoe. We're going to make Zoe do a little bit more obedience, and then we are going to pop her back in the office and pull Scoob out for a bit. If you guys have, again, make sure you guys are tapping that screen. If you're new here, make sure you hit that follow. Again, my name's Joel. I'm a dog trainer. This is my girl, Zoe. I am just south of Atlanta. So if you're in the Atlanta area and need some help with your dog, you can swing by for some private lessons. You can bring your dog by for an evaluation, decide if we want to do that, or if you want me to train your dog, totally, you can drop it off. I will return to you a trained dog and then teach you what I taught your dog and how to be a good dog handler and owner. If you want any of that, make sure you click the link up there in my bio. The only thing that my link does is take you to my calendar so that you can schedule a Zoom call. That's going to give you time to tell me about your dog. I am then going to tell you what I think your dog needs to be successful, and if you would like to work together after that, we can talk about next steps. What's Zoe like with other dogs? She coexists with Big Rex in South Carolina. I just picked up a virtual client in South Carolina, and we almost hooked up for a board and train on that one, but we decided not to. Zoe good with other dogs. Like, it's relative, right? She lives in my house with Scooby. They get along just fine. But it's a tightly managed scenario. And it's not so much that I think Zoe would actually, after all this time, still fight. She probably would, but her tolerance for situations is huge now. She's fantastic. She's in a wonderful place. Her stress is low. She's well satisfied. But the thing is if she gets into a situation where she decides to cross that line, it's a very serious line to cross. Do I have to sell a kidney to afford you, though? No, I don't think so. I do have a particular skill set, and I am pretty good at what I do. So I'm nowhere near in the price of PetSmart, but I also don't think I'm in the price of selling a kidney. So I have had some normal, everyday people that don't make a ton of money tell me that my prices are reasonable, and I have payment plans if I have payment plans if we need so. And even if you don't want to pay me, you're going to get good info out of the call. So, yeah. And Purple Fairy Hawk, since you are close, if your dog is properly vaccinated, you can bring him by the garage. We'll do an evaluation, and we can get a little bit even better information there. Definitely defend herself is not exactly where Zoe's aggression lies. She's a real pit bull. She's game, and she will do the thing. Not that we want that, not that we are proud of that. That's who she is. However, training her, increasing her frustration tolerance, making sure that she stays satisfied with physical conflict-filled activity, and managing her in the home. And this is the most amazing dog you've ever met. I love her more than just about anything. She's awesome, but she is exactly who she's supposed to be. So a dog-aggressive pit bull is not bad. There's nothing wrong with them, right? They're just inconvenient to society. And we have decided that dog fighting is immoral, which I agree with. They can't consent, so I don't want them to do it. But that doesn't mean that we don't have some dogs that still have that that genetics in them, and that they, you know, they still deserve a good life just like everybody else does. So yes, good girl, Zoe. She came at the wrong end on that one, got a little tight. Dock tail is because she had cancer. Scooby's got a dock tail too. He's going to be out in just a second. And, excuse me, Scooby's going to be out in just a second. He's got a dock tail as well. Zoe's came from cancer. Scooby's came from happy tail. So neither one of my dogs have tails. Did I see Nash and Cash? What up, Nash? I hope you are doing well. Come on, Zoe. Can you get that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. I mean, Big Rex, I like it too. In fact, I've got a puppy coming in about 4 months that I'm hoping has all the drive and the but hopefully we don't have to deal with hopefully we don't have to deal with any aggression. It's actually going to be a Staffy Bull. What age do I recommend neutering? Wait till the growth plates are closed, maybe 18 months. My pit passed a couple of years ago. I rescued her from a breeding farm. I'm sorry that you lost her there, Purple Fairy Hearts. How's the, so Capono, Chris just asked about Capono, the one that bit me on Monday. Well, he was supposed to come in, or excuse me, Tuesday. So he was supposed to come in on Tuesday, and he didn't stay, okay? So, so he went home, and his owners are going to work on some things. And then they're going to bring him back for some sessions. And he and I are going to make friends before we bring him in to stay in the house. So if I am not interested in being on this piece of property as the only human with that dog here, he's pretty serious. And I'm not interested in doing that before he and I make friends. And I feel a little bit more comfortable with him. Nash is currently snoring. Saw your video and just went outside with the flirt pole, and now he's out. Love me some flirt pole. Let me see here. Zoe, did you go away from it? Are you tired? Get it. Let's do one more. Good. Let's do a little O. What do you say? A little OB? Huh? Out. Down. Are tired. Middle. You know, Zoe is 9. She's starting to hit that point where maybe she's going to slow down just a tad. It's so funny, right? Most people's dogs turn like 4 and they're like, oh, they're starting to slow down. Zoe's 9 and she's maybe thinking about slowing down. Let's try one more here. Zoe, guard. Good, good, good. Got that, not me. Get it. Good. I think she jumped, but that's all right. Okay, guys, here's where I need your help. Let me know if you need any help. Would love to work him with you. Chris, there's excuse me, there's definitely a chance that I could use that. There's a lot of distraction work with a lot of my games that I don't get to do. I think you're kind of far. You're down in Florida though, aren't you, Chris? Maybe I'm wrong. So Zoe, finished. Good. But no, I could definitely, a skilled pair of hands to hold him a leash ain't a bad idea. My dad has 3 chows I inherited. They were fierce, then my pit, and now a GSD. None of those are easy dogs. Met a 12-year-old pit that looked just like Nash and had the same energy. No, Dublin. All right, Chris. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that offer. There's a fair chance that I call you on that one. Dude, when you meet, like, it's so crazy the difference between the pit bull that everybody thinks that they got at the rescue, and they have this little bully mutt, and you know it sleeps on the couch and you know it does whatever, right? There's such a massive difference between that dog and say what I would consider a real Zoe type kind of game pit bull terrier. They aren't even the same dog. And it's like people don't grasp that. I was on, somebody had a post on Nextdoor today that, you know, it was almost like trying to speak with muggles is just never going to work. But, you know, somebody was in there and they were just adamant that you know, it's all in how you raise them. And these dogs that were, you know, designed to be dog aggressive, you know, a pit bull came in somebody's yard and killed it. And they're like, oh, God, it's definitely a person's fault. A person definitely taught that dog to do that. And it's like, no, that dog doesn't need a person to teach it to do nothing. It was born that way. It was genetically bred to straight up smash other dogs. Like, that's what pit bulls want to do. And for some reason, we live in this society that just wants to deny the truth. It's not, again, it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if it gets to happen, but like, we don't need to let it happen. Where you at, Scoob? He's not in that room, he's in this room. There he is. So, again, you know, it's I always find it ridiculous when people want to come in and act like it's hateful to talk about the breed standard of our pits and be like, no, this is who they are. And if we don't manage that properly, then we're going to run into problems. And people just want to pretend like everything is hunky-dory and fine. And they just never know. I mean, people don't take responsibility for their dogs. They don't train. They don't think about them. So that's usually what we run into, because if we admit that the dog has an issue that needs dealt with and that it is inappropriate to exist with a dog that is untrained, oh, well, then that's on us as humans, and we didn't do our part. And oh boy, now I'm going to get defensive. So anyways, a little bit of rant there. Awesome, Chris, will do. But don't, if I don't come through with that, give me a holler, because I'm crazy busy at the moment. So, have my fair share of mouths with bites, pits, etc. Aggressive guys, love that work. I love that work too, but I love that work when I'm on the other side of it. It was funny that I made that video where I like wiped away the number, and I actually kind of tried to think about how long it had been since I've been a bit. And it had been about 1.5 years. So no amount of training overpowers genetics. You got it. You rescued a pygmy goat. Your dog won't get to, but he wants to. Managing Nash's prey drive. Exactly. He wanted to take out a deer the other day, but luckily he came uncalled. That's awesome. That's because you've done fantastic work. Guys, if you're in this room and you are not following Nash and Cash, you are fucking up. Number one, they are the cutest pit bull owner couple on the TikToks. And, you know, Cash is dope, man. She's out every day working her dog. She's working hard. She's learning. It's exactly what somebody with that dog should do. So if you guys, once again, have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments. Make sure you jump over and give Nash and Cash follow. Purple Fairy Hearts, he chews balls instead of the goat. That is exactly what we are aiming here for. It's been about a week since your last aggressive one. Yeah, Chris, and you know what's really bad about, what I feel really dumb about is, like, recently I got a pair of like nice elbow high bite gloves, and like they're hanging on the wall while I'm getting chewed on, you know. It was a real smart move. So, all right, let me see if I can get this goofball Scoob to come over here and play with me. Are you ready? Oh! So when I tell people to quit training your dog and just start playing, get it? If every time before you played with your dog, you just threw a command out just like that, I say, are you ready? That's me asking him if he wants to play. It is just that simple. I don't need down, come, heel, all that stuff. I, of course, want it. We're going to do it. But again, the message that I'm trying to get across to everybody, my dog just broke this toy too. It's apparently the day of broken toys, although I knew that one was going to break. Drop! You know, but again, drop. If your dog understands when it's time to play and he loves to play, get it, then you are going to have a beautiful, wonderful motivator and a game. And in the world, drop, like I said, where we drop. Like I said, in a world where it's really true that almost zero dog owners spend time training their dog, interacting with their dog, and properly satisfying their dog, get it? we need to pull back our criteria. And I'm not trying to get people to do a fancy heads up heel. I'm just trying to get you to be able to exist with your dog in a happy way. And if your dog will come to you to play a game in any environment, you're 90% better than all the rest of the dogs in your neighborhood. My dog used to get on a rope swing and hang there. That was their thing. That's spring pole that Zoe smashed earlier. My mic is making static. Thanks, Jen. That's probably just it rubbing on my shirt. Let me see. Can you guys hear me if it's down there in my pocket? Zoe, or Scooby, out. 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 Thank you. Heel. Good boy. Heel. So we're going to do that where we leave the ball back there. My hands are empty. Scoob, heel. And he is going to now work. Now, when we do that, this is called an indirect reward. The reward is away from us. This is very hard, and you will find a lot of pit bulls really struggle with this because they don't want to do the obedience to the thing. They just want the thing. Oh, you think so? You going to wait, bro. So the toy's right there if you can't see it. I did not tell you that. Out. Heel. Front. Back to the toy. Very difficult. Center. Coming back to you guys. We're going to walk right over the toy. He's not going to touch it. Going to check in. Perfect now. Wonderful. Thank you for the heads up there, Jenny. I appreciate that. So if an unknown dog walked down that street, your dog wouldn't react at all. So first of all, I know my neighborhood. I know the dogs in my neighborhood, and I know relatively where they're going to come from. That's going to keep us safe in that. But does my dog have the ability to hold an obedience position while another dog is around? Absolutely. Especially at the distance that I am paying attention to. So again, there aren't any dogs that are going to come from that way. There are maybe a couple that are going to come from that way, but I've got a nice view at them. So if we run into that problem, we've got it pretty well handled. This guy, we've been training together for 4 years. So yes, I am pretty confident that if we had that situation, we would be plenty safe. Again, walking, oh, I said again, walking right over the toy. And this brat just picks it up like he's not supposed to. There we go. Now you can have it. Get it. Good boy. And we're going to throw him that. All right, guys. He has the best smile. I agree. Sensitive hug. Out. If you would like to learn that from me, get it. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I do virtual lessons every single day. We are having fantastic success. We started doing them when the world shut down during the pandemic. Drop. So if you would like to talk about that, hit the link in my profile. All it's going to do is take you to my calendar. That's going to book us a Zoom call, right? We can chat for about 30 minutes. You can tell me all about your dog. I will tell you what I think your scenario, kind of why these things are happening, and give you a little bit of thought process on it. Get it? And then after that, I'll tell you kind of how I would help. And if you want to enter a program, you want some help, we'll move forward from there. If you don't, that's not a big deal. Didn't see the cam when the toy broke. Glad I found you. I'm glad you are here, especially if you're right here in town. I'm always looking for dog friends in town. It's going to be out. Get it. Your dog would most likely want to run up to dogs that would only want to play. That is extremely inappropriate. Fleck El Chivo. We can't have that, right? You can't have your dog out. Down. We can't have your dog running up on other dogs, because if Zoe and I are walking down the street, doing exactly what we were supposed to. She's being wonderful. She's being on her leash. She's doing exactly who she is. And your dog is off leash, runs up to her thinking it's happy-go-lucky because it doesn't know the consequence of this action, and jumps on Zoe. Sorry. Get it? Like, I can't guarantee at that time. I can think by now, with everything that we've done, that the dog would be fine. But I can't promise that, and I can't guarantee that your dog wouldn't get itself in a lot of trouble. And so, like, when it comes to, oh, my dog's friendly, well, the other dog might not be. Out. And if you can't stop your dog from making that terrible decision of running up on another dog, get it? Then you could be prescribing your dog to run right into getting his ass kicked. Out. I've spent ridiculous amount on training only because I don't trust board and train for my 9-month-old GSD. You spent a ridiculous amount of time on training because you don't believe in board and trains, right? Because private lessons are always going to be less than board and trains as far as money goes. Get it. Good boy. Let's see here. Get Fit with Jimmy. Thank you. Cynthia, thank you for the follows. Out. Get. My guy could care less about the other dogs. He loves people more. Absolutely. Scoob loves people more. I don't know, man. He loves just everything. All right. I think GSDs. How do I teach Ranger to stop barking? Load just to speak. I'm not sure load just to speak. I'm not sure. How do I teach Ranger to stop barking, though? But in general, if I have a dog that, if he barks at the Amazon guy, then every time the Amazon guy shows up, whether he's barking or not, out. Center. Every time the Amazon guy shows up, if he's barking or not, I'm going to give him food. That is going to change the way he feels about the situation. It is also going to create the pattern that the Amazon guy means that mom has food for you or dad. However, if I have a dog that like demand barks, right? Like maybe some dog in here that we know that we talk about, maybe a Zoe, maybe a Nash, dogs that go, hey, I'm gonna bark at you because I want you to give me the thing. Get it? Those dogs, we want to teach to bark. We want to use that as a rewarding property. So do what you have to do to get them to bark. Yes, reward. Bark, yes, reward. Bark, yes, reward. Once they're kind of they expecting that, then you just put your command ahead of that. Speak, you get to do them to do it. They do. Speak, you get to do what they do. Then you're going to have a bark on command. Get it? Once you have your bark on command, what you're going to want to do is wait. Like you say speak, they do, you feed. You say quiet, they bark, you don't do anything. You wait for the quiet, you then mark, feed, and then you pay more for quiet over time than you do for barking. Get it? And so then you have the cool party trick of a bark on command, and then you have the quiet command as well. Not seen you in a long time. Your golden doodle is 1 now. Kayla, it is good to see you. I hope you are well. I hope your golden doodle's doing well. Get it? Good. Let me catch up here. No, nobody cares about dog etiquette. Absolutely nobody. Because the thing is, so here's the thing, right? It's actually a wonderful thing, but it's terrible for like 4% of dog owners. Get it? But like, dogs are fantastically smart and extremely well adaptable, right? So most dogs are wonderful. They're perfect. And as humans, we put all of the responsibility on getting along and having a good life together. We put that responsibility on the dog. And so if the dog is not well adapted and smart enough to not be reactive and not do all the things that they're supposed to on themselves, with absolutely no guidance and help from the humans that the human world they live in, if they can't do that, then most of the time the humans aren't up for the challenge that they signed up for. Get it? They're not interested in paying the money, getting the education, doing the work, satisfying the dog, learning the theory. It's a lot. You're raising a being. Get it? So let me catch up here, guys. Let me see. The amount of my dog-friendly times. Nash, oh, ow, quit biting me. If Nash is spicy that day, good luck. Yeah, man, I mean, we all wake up spicy. Get it? And so our dogs can too. In Florida, people allow that often. You just let the dogs run up to you. It's not in Florida, it's everywhere. Because again, dogs are so great, and we've gotten rid of so many of the problem dogs way before now that we don't have as many dogs that will actually do a thing, right? And so people don't know the consequences of it. They've never seen this. They've never seen this. They've never had a tooth go inside and touch in your joint. Get it? And so like they don't even know that's a possibility. So they won't listen when somebody that knows it's a possibility says that it's a possibility. Let me catch up with some comments here, guys. Should I get another dog? That depends. Is your current dog absolutely perfect and you want nothing more than to spend another round getting your next dog to be as good as that dog, and you love the training process and you love being in the process and you're down with all that, if that's what you want, then yes, get another dog. If you want to get another dog so that your dog has a friend, then don't you dare get another dog. My GSD went through her first heat, so she's not consistent on day to day, but we worked through it. That's it, man. And you have a reason and you have an understanding. Heel, down. You have a reason and you have an understanding of what your dog is doing and why, right? We can't act like our dogs exist in a bubble and that we don't need to understand what's going on with them. So, hey guys, got a bunch of people in here. Can everybody, if you guys don't know who I am, if you haven't seen me before, can you guys all smash that follow button, please? Bass Boots, Bass Boots, I like a good little bit of bass here and there. Hope you are well. Thank you for the follow. Ronald Tillmaster, thank you for the follow. I had a guy, DC Metro K9 trainer, that just seemed way too much like Dog Daddy. That is definitely a red flag. If you feel like he's like Dog Daddy, you run for the hills. Get it? There's this whole thing about tools, right? I'm happy to use tools. Prong collars, e-collars, I'm not mad about them. All right, if we need them, they are very valuable and they help a lot of dogs stay in their homes and they help a lot of people bridge the gap between their handler ability and the dog's ability, right? Or their strength and the dog's strength. So, get it? So that was a terrible throw, it went that way. So I'm fine with tools, but what I'm not fine with is putting a tool on a dog, putting a dog in a massively stressful situation, and when it has an emotional reaction, using pain and the inability to get out of that situation to convince that dog that it does not want to do that. That is not dog training. That is bullshit, and you're being an asshole. Get it? Don't do that. And in all fairness, I used to do that until I knew better. Any good collar brands or venues? Jackson Will Banks, collar brands. X-Dream Dogs. That's the one that Scoob's wearing. That's the one that Zoe wears. And you get 15% off of any order with code Scooby. I'm going to pop up, show off with this guy real quick, and then I am going to come back. Brian Blue Eyes. I look familiar. I don't know. I've got a few different celebrities that I look at. If you follow Bo Harrison Dog Trainer, he's my older brother. So I've got a lot of Jim Carreys, got some John Hams over the day, all those things. Look at this, guys. You know what I'm telling you guys? You guys have seen any of my videos, or if they're popping up right now, and I tell you guys, don't train your dog, play with your dog. Do you see what I have right here? Do you see this dude? Do you see this dude? Brian, there you go. Yeah, Bo's my brother. He kind of taught me to start this behavior. But anyways, if you don't have a dog who's like, hey man, do you want to do the thing? Do you want to play with me? Do you want to party? If you don't have this, especially in your own front yard, then don't you bother with any other training bullshit until your dog loves you enough, you have a good relationship, he has confidence, and he understands the value of kicking it with you. Get it? And so I would also say, you know, once you have that, don't just stick in just like throw. You'll just create a long distance athlete. You got to work the brain too. But if that's where you're at, stop training your dog and just play. And I actually am writing an article right now that I'm going to be giving away as like a free sample on my website soon. And it's exactly this, about how to do nothing else but play with your dog and get you what you need to get by. Nash, thank you so much for mentioning the online programs. Guys, if you do need some help with your dogs, do me a favor right now. Go ahead and click the link in my profile. That's going to take you directly to my calendar. You can schedule a phone call or a Zoom call, and then that's going to give us the ability. You can tell me what's going on with your dog. You have my undivided attention. Tell me what's going on with your dog. I will then tell you what I think your dog needs. If you're cool to give that to him on your own, cool, take that advice and run with it. If you would like some help, we'll talk about programs and we'll talk about next steps. Get it? Good boy, Scoob. All right, got a blue healer. Oh man, I love me some redneck Malinois. Healers, constant attention. Yeah, man. Do you know what blue healers are? Essentially the Australian cattle dog? Do you know what that dog does in its working form? It's a cattle dog, which means it herds cows. Do you know what a cow does when you bite it in the ankle? It kicks you right in the face. And your cattle dog will get up and bite it in the ankle again. Get it? And so there's a ton there. I've seen a herd of sheep where the cattle dog goes up on top to get to the front. You know, it's insane, these little dogs. So much fun. My dog would never fetch. It's not her thing, and my male has no clue. Lindsay, what does your dog love? What is the motivator that your dog has? What games do you play? How do you entertain them? Let's see. Sensitive Hug, thank you so much. The content is awesome, and you've been binge watching. Thank you so much. All right, let's see here. 100%. So somebody says, yes, they can have friends. There's no problem with that. If your dog can handle having friends, then absolutely, right? But your dog should have a small group of friends just like you do, right? If you take your dog to the dog park, that's not a small group of friends. That's a random kegger, all right? And there's gonna be drunk assholes there. And if your dog is not well adjusted, then one of those drunk assholes may piss your dog off. Your dog may start a fight. Maybe your dog is the drunk asshole and he's gonna get beat up while he was there. So, Slytherin mama, when you know better, you do better. Absolutely. That's why you left Slytherin and you are now a Hufflepuff. It was an adjustment initially, but now I know what she likes, and she's never tired. So, yes, cattle dogs struggle to get satisfied. However, there is a whole process of teaching your dog to calm down, of teaching your dog that there is a time to party and there is a time to relax. And if we satisfy that need to an acceptable point, and then we teach the strategy of calming down, we teach the dog to manage their emotions, we can definitely get your go, go, go dog to chill out. I own 2 go, do, do dogs, and I'm about to get a 3rd in a few months, and I guarantee you that there is a training procedure that can help them understand. Get it? Once again, guys, I'm going to let you know, my name's Joel. I'm a dog trainer. I own Scuba 9 Dog Training just south of Atlanta. If you guys need help with your dog, click the link in the profile so that you can pick a time on my schedule to book a call. That's going to give you my undivided attention. You can tell me everything that's going on with your dog. I will tell you what I think your dog needs. And if you would like some help with that, we can talk about programs and next steps. If I'm not confident that I can help you, I am not even going to attempt to sell you anything. Okay? Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. We do still have about 100 people in here, so if you're new, make sure you smash that follow. This has been an amazing live. Dogs are doing great. You guys have been awesome. Lots of questions answered. I'm having a blast. Thank you so much. Get it? I think maybe this little Sunday night time slot might be something we try to keep up with. What's up, Nick? I usually have a couple moments on Sunday evening, so Alice Collector, if you want another dog, then get another dog. How many dogs do you have? Why do you want another dog? What are you going to do with it? What kind of dog do you want? So many questions. Get it? Lindsay, I'm confused. I just let them run free and play like dogs. I trained all my dogs, just not these guys. I maybe missed something. But again, this idea of like, I didn't officially train my dogs. Now, some dogs can succeed in that manner and they do really great. And they are just fantastic little pups. They get the GLD, the Good Little Dog Seal of Approval, and they are great. However, what happens usually is that works in my fenced-in yard, where my dog doesn't have any other choice but to pay attention to me. And then as soon as we go somewhere where there's birds, squirrels, dogs, cars, people, we tend to struggle. If that's not you, beautiful. But I always caution people to use an old football term, I don't even like football anymore, don't overkick your coverage, right? If you haven't proofed your dog in those situations, there's still a very big question mark whether your dog is going to do the thing for you in that manner. What am I doing up this late? I had consults and lessons all day long. I've been swamped, so I haven't had a chance to get out. I don't think I got to do a live in a couple of days, and I'm definitely making an attempt to be on live a lot more often. I'm getting a third dog, so if one passes, they have a friend to cope. Again, Lindsay, here's the thing. Your dogs should not need, like, yes, your dogs will be sad when one of the other one passes. But when you see two dogs and one of them passes and then the other one kind of gets into that heartbroken depression, they won't eat, they're real frumpy, they're sad, and you can tell that, that means that the owner of that dog or that pack of dogs was not the leader. And I'm not a pack leader kind of guy, but I am the human should be like the team captain. Your dog should look to you for guidance and leadership because it leads them to their very best life. And if you don't feel like your dogs look towards you to give them their very best life, then you need to fix that. That is not your other dog's job, that is your job. And the place that always kills me, always, is when one dog passes away, because the other dog is then left without their partner, their leader, and that's something that keeps me up at night, is trying to do this life without my partner. My wife, who I love very much, and I would suck. So something to think about. I got a Great Dane, 11 months old, trying to train her to walk, very skittish. She's a rescue, you've had her for 4 months. So stop trying to train that dog to walk nicely on a leash until you have built confidence, relationship, and value or motivation in that dog. And we can do that through play. So this is where I'm going to challenge you, Ed Ocampo. Don't work on leash walking this week. Only play with your dog. Find out, what do they love? Is it ball? Is it tug? Do I need to throw some food around so they can play? Hit the play playlist on my profile. See, learn how to do that, right? Until you get something like this, where, yes, I have the ball, but when I come outside and I ask Scooby, I go, hey man, you ready to do the thing? He is right here ready to do the thing, right? This is what you need. This makes it easy to then teach him something. If I don't have him looking at me and I go, down, he's not going to do it. Down. But if I have his attention, if I have something that motivates him, if we have a good relationship, if he is confident in the area that he is in, then I should have no problem easily teaching him those skills. Get it? Guys, we are going to wrap up here shortly, so make sure, if you are new here, you've smashed that follow. If you have some questions, get them in. I'm going to stand up because I'm old and my knees suck. Pet sitter here. My time with the dogs is limited. Any tips to stop leash pulling in my situation? Honestly, if I was a dog walker, I'd do two things, right? I'd go, hey, I'm going to walk your dog. And they would go, cool, come walk my dog. And then I would go, hey, your dog walks like shit. I know how to teach your dog to walk like shit, but I'm not going to do it for the $20 that you're paying me to walk your dog. You're going to have to pay me real money, and then I will teach your dog to walk nicely on a leash so you can walk him nicely on a leash too. If you don't pay me that money, then I'm not going to walk your dog. There are plenty of people that you can find to walk their dogs. If you are not a dog trainer and you're only a dog sitter, then you should be walking dogs that walk nicely. You should not be training them to do so. However, you can absolutely put some food in your pocket, and when they're right here nicely by, you can give them a piece of food. If you want to do that training, you get a dog here, you're walking on the leash, you get a dog right here. Every step you take, you give it food, boom, boom, have a treat pouch right here, boom, 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 boom. Then the next day you come out, same dog. You go, boom, take 2 steps, give it food. Take 2 steps, give it food. Take 2 steps, give it food. And stretch that out between the thing, and you'll get somewhere, right? It's super easy. There's other pieces to it, but that's a great place to start. My dog just chills and still listens, and he doesn't stare at me like that. Cool. You know, this dog seems like a robot. That seems kind of, he's definitely not. He blows me off quite regularly. But I feel that they don't go by the pack leader stuff. I think they've changed their game. What? Let me figure this out, Lindsay. I've never trained these two. They just know. I mean, yeah. I really doubt, and I'm not trying to be rude, Lindsay, but I really doubt that if your dogs just know, they may have no drive. Right? There's lots of dogs that just have no drive because all they ever do is sit in the house. But like, I would really be, if your dogs have any drive at all, I would really be surprised if you've never trained them if they'll come when called. You know, there's lots of dogs that don't have enough oomph in them to even pull on a leash. And if that's your dogs, then, you know, you have very easy dogs. And that's beautiful. That's what most people want. And I'm happy that you're happy, right? But I would struggle to think that under any kind of real circumstance that you're going to have any kind of real control of that dog. And again, this is just where that thing comes in, where dogs are so great in everybody's normal lives that they don't ever believe the guy that goes, hey, you should probably actually train that. I used to want a second dog, realized I'm not ready, and it wouldn't be fair to my 9-year-old dog I have now. Now that's very true. If you have an old dog and you're gonna bring a young dog into the situation, you need to think about how you're going to manage that situation, because, I'm 37 and I have a 12-year-old, but if you put a 19-year-old in my house and he starts blaring music and bringing people over late and all this stuff, and I'm trying to work, and I've got dogs in the house and they're throwing fits, I'm not going to be having a good time. I'm not going to be happy. And so if you have a 9-year-old dog and that's your friend, you need to make sure that you stick with that dog and make sure that a shiny, new, attractive, fun puppy doesn't overshadow your older dog. Get it? Good. Out. Get it? And yeah, like again, sometimes like that really does happen. And this is the thing, is that dogs are so amazing. They're so smart. They're so adaptable, and they are so well domesticated that most owners succeed with their whole dog's life, leaving all of the responsibility on guessing what I want without, a proper education. And that works for so many people. Get it? And that has been a major change in the way that I train dogs, is understanding that 50% or more of my clients want to fix a specific problem and do nothing else with their dog. Their dog is annoying and they want it to stop. And trying to figure out how to get those people to do what it actually takes to solve that problem without just using pain and punishment is tough. And again, this is where we come back to our motivators. This is why we play with dogs. Get it? This is why we always start with playing with the dog, is because teach and sit is boring. Playing is fun. So, do I find it harder to train little dogs than bigger dogs? No, you just get on your knees. Get it? Like, the real thing is when I am playing with dogs, I'm rarely on my feet. Okay? There's a couple of people in this room who've probably seen this before, right? But like, when I'm in my garage and I'm playing with my dog, I roll around the floor and act like an absolute idiot. And I do that because he and I are goofy together. All right? Here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to show you guys that, because he's pretty cashed. He's been running for quite some time, but we'll do it pretty quick. We'll do just a little short tug game. And you tell me if you still think my dog's a robot after this, Lindsay, because I think this is about the most non-robotic thing that we do. And again, dogs that do what they are told when they are asked of are safe dogs. Because if your dog is running towards the road and there's a car coming and you can't call that dog and bring it back, rolling some dice. I don't think big dogs and little dogs, I don't think that's... So anytime you call a dog stubborn, okay, you need to tell me what kind of training program you've put that dog through. So, if, for instance, Lindsay, I know this isn't you, but I'm going to use your situation as an example. If you told me all those things about how you don't train your dog, and then you tried to say my dog is just stubborn, well, then I'm going to come back and say your dog is uneducated, because a being that is uneducated cannot be stubborn. So again, you have this thing where little dogs, little problems, okay? Even if I have a small dog, Scoop, even if I have a small dog and it bites people, maybe we get a couple stitches, no big deal, right? If I get a big dog and it bites people, that is a very real thing, and you could have very real damage and you could have a problem. And so you see a lot of smaller dogs where the problem is just let go. And that's going to, again, lead to an ideal that smaller dogs are stubborn. They don't do what they're told because, again, they aren't trained. They aren't educated. I've been in this business for over 7 years, and I have trained way, 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 way more big dogs than little dogs, right? I mean, it's a 10-to-1 ratio. So, I'm always so tense now when I go out with Spotswood and I see new people. I feel he will attack. Help. Jenny, same with you. How do I calm him down? So, Jenny, does Spotswood, do you guys tug? Do you guys play fetch? Do you do something that gets him up nice and excited? Because if you do and you have whatever that is, what you really want to do is you want to work on those emotions, okay? So we're going to play the game. We're going to get really amped. Okay, and then we're going to give the dog a win. We're going to do a victory lap. All this is in the play playlist. You can go watch these videos and learn it there. So we're going to play. Dog to the win. We're going to do a victory lap. Now what that does, play is high energy. We're up here. Victory lap brings our energy down to the middle. Then we can go back into play or down into enough and turn off the game. When we turn off the game, then we get that calming effect, right? And the more we get excited and calm down, excited, calm down, excited, calm down, the more practice we get at calming down. Thank you, Lindsay. I like you too. How do I introduce two small dogs? One's very excited to meet and the other's aggressive. You don't. Like, to be honest, if one dog's aggressive, and you haven't put it through a training program to try and build its tolerance or, make it acceptable of that scenario, there's no reason to try and introduce them. Like, there's literally none. Now, if your definition of aggressive is actually reactive and the dog barks at an end of a leash and you take the leash off and the dog doesn't do that anymore because it's not frustrated because of the leash, then you have a completely different situation. But if you believe that dog is aggressive, do not introduce it to another dog. Don't put it in a place where it's going to do the thing that you know it's going to do. Don't do it. Jenny, what up, E? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are well as well. So Jenny, he loves cheese. So have you tried taking little chunks of cheese and playing the treat chase game? Right? You should seen that one. You've been around. And so I'm not very good at introducing. Introducing dogs is a very, very, especially dogs that are volatile. Introducing volatile dogs is a very, very, very specialized skill set. I worked in a kennel that did daycare for aggressive dogs for 3 years, maybe 4 years, and that was my thing, right? And it's about leash pressure. It's about the energy of the dog. It's about the training. It's about the other dogs in the room. There's so many factors that, like, if you don't have to, don't do it. And if you have a dog that's aggressive and you're trying to do it, get help. That's it. Or else you're going to end up with holes in you or the dog. Now, Jenny getting nervous, okay? So here's what we want to do. So competence builds confidence, okay? So we're going to go inside. So once again, that's good. Competence builds confidence. So if we have a dog, or if I am not confident in my dog handling abilities, then I need to have an area like my garage. That's my training room, okay? And in my training room, I can make all the mistakes I need. And there's no penalty. There's no problem, right? And I can get good at handling my dog. I can get good at my dog responding to me. And when I am good at understanding how to drive my dog in my garage, then I can open my garage and do it in my driveway. And I can do it up and down my driveway, up and down the street in front of my house, all the way down to the end of the street of my house, and make it more difficult on the dog and myself, little by little by little by little. Okay? Purple Fairy Heart's not a huge person. Your dog can pull me to my feet. So this is a time when a tool may be appropriate, but there are also, we can also, use food to associate with the collar, right? And we have to get these dogs that are bigger than us and can pull us down. We have to get them properly trained so that they want to do what we ask. And again, we'll start that kind of in a benign environment. If you are inside your garage with the garage door down, then there are not going to be any birds, squirrels, or reasons for your dog to pull you down, especially if you have a handful of chicken, right? So you want something that motivates the dog to want to be with you. And if you walk out in your garage and you go, hey dog, and your dog doesn't pay attention to you, then you need to work on just getting your dog's attention in your garage. Look at the video that I got that's going bananas viral right now. It's got 60,000 views. I've got so many leads in my inbox that I'm literally going from consults and dog training to responding to DMs all day long for the past week, which is awesome as a business owner, but very stressful as just a human. So that means if you guys want individual time, click the link in the profile, book yourself a consultation, tell me all about your dog. I will tell you what I think your dog needs, and then if we want to work together, we can talk about moving forward. I've helped you and your dog build a better relationship, and we still need work to do, but thank you so much. Absolutely, Jenny. Jenny, you're a massive support. You're here all the time. You're always saying nice things on my video. I appreciate you so much. You guys really don't know. If you guys don't make content and you don't, there's this weird thing when you become a content creator and I'm just trying to run a business. If I could just train dogs and I didn't have to do all the social media stuff, I probably wouldn't. But now that I've been doing it for so long, I really enjoy it. I love talking to you guys. I love helping out. It really helps when I get support, right? And you spend a lot of time making a lot of videos. And, one of them is enjoyed by the masses, but you've made, 500 that have gotten 200-300 views. When you have a few people that keep coming back in and saying, good job and thank you, and it helps. It really does. It really does. And Jenny, that's you. I don't know that I don't know that there's a lot of people that do a lot more than that than you. So thank you, Jenny. I really, really do appreciate you. Do I have a dog? Yes, I have a Zoe. Zoe. What are you doing? Look, I have a Zoe. Okay. A dog that licks and talks all the time. Yeah, a lot of dogs. Like my old dog, Darwin, he used to just do drive-by lickings all the time. He'd just walk up to you and lick you for no reason. It's a real pity thing. Talking can be too. All right. Yeah, Zoe broke the damn toy. That drives me. You make me so grumpy, Zoe. Can my dog pole dance? No, that's not for my dog. That's for me. No, that's for my wife. That's how she likes to work out. But Zoe doesn't have thumbs, so she can't get up on the pole. It is what it is. Now, I have seen Nick get on a pole. That shit was impressive. He does this great trick with his hair. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate those of you that are new here and kind of hang out. Purple Fairy Hearts, Lindsay. Don't worry, I won't share your video. You're fine. Appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out. Like I said, we try to do these live 5 days a week. I think that I'm going to keep this Sunday evening slot. It seems like a nice little spot. We did really well today. We had a lot of people in here. So Thank you for hanging out, guys, and I will chat with you all soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day, y'all.